Hello, working media and esteemed guests. So, quiet down, Dickie. We're working over it. In fact, Dickie, I'll let you come do this. I think you can do better than me. Yeah. All right.
You guys obviously played very well, and it seemed like every time Colorado State tried to make a run, you guys had an answer. I mean, how impressive was that game tonight?
Yeah, I was so impressed with the way I told these guys in the locker room that the way we prepared for it and the way we responded to, we won that game against Fresno. What we won't accept in losing, we don't tolerate in winning, and we did a lot of things that were out of our character in that last game, and these guys responded to that and had maybe the two best practices of the year. I saw this in practice for 2 days, and the staff did a great job with that and had them prepared, because that's a hard team to guard. It's a hard team to prepare for. You saw the different things they threw at us: a press, a zone, a matchup to man, and then their offense is, if you don't really dig in and guard them, I think they scored 16 points in about the first 5 minutes of the second half, and if you don't do a great job on them, they'll score 100. And our guys, some of them played some heavy minutes, and they were just tough enough to just grind and possession by possession. But I'm most pleased in the 19 assists and 8 turnovers. That's more like it, And we got probably 3 of those turnovers on just sloppiness in our press break in the first half. And the guys did a good job adjusting what we changed at halftime, and then it was not a factor. We didn't turn it over one time after that. But no, I was really proud of that because, like I said, 19 assists. And I do remember 4 plays in the first half where we would have had 4 more assists, but they fouled. You don't get an assist for that. So, you're talking 23 to 25 to 26 assists. That's a heck of a team that's making each other better. Buzo, what growth he's showing. He gets the block on the 3, gets the ball, comes charging down the court, and old Buzo would have it would have been bowling pins. There was 4 guys lining up to take a charge. He would have knocked all 4 of them over and got the foul. He stopped, kicked it to Jace, and that was, a 3. And that was a big time in the game. I thought that was a terrific play. And we had a lot of those, So I'm really proud of the growth of this team, that it's, that we're in February now and we're fighting to get better. And we did get better because that, they've been in, you look at Colorado State, they've done an amazing job. They are, we talk about teams that they're so much better in their record. They lost in overtime by 1. But, it's just crazy. So they've been in all these games, and, they could easily be 16-5. It's just that final line, and for us to play like we did against them, it's hats off to my staff and the players, no doubt.
We've talked a lot about offensive efficiency with you this year. Tyson gets 22 points on 10 of 11 shooting.
It's amazing, yeah. Terrific. Yeah, just that, and that's what these guys are doing. They're getting more and more efficient, and they're getting better at making each other better, and they're getting better at playing off each other. I thought Tyson and Shave had just some beautiful Stockton and Malone pocket passes, finishes. Those two are clicking together now. And Shave, what a great second half he had after sitting that long. That's hard. And I thought he managed the second half just like an elite point guard does. And he doesn't care who, he's happy distributing. And he made he's only credited with, how many assists they give him? 5, but he probably had 10 because, like I said, guys got fouled on a lot of them. So
with Tyson, he's got to be shooting near 70% from 2. And
yeah.
How good has he been down low?
Yeah, it's terrific. His footwork is great. His confidence is great. He slows down. He just does everything how you're supposed to do it in that post, because that's the key to being a great post. But like I always say, it's his versatility, because he can catch it in the pocket, he can drive, he can shoot threes. He's such a hard guard because of his versatility, not just, he's not just running down in the post. And that's where him and Naj worked so well together too, because it's kind of like a Duncan Webb thing where you don't know who's the 5, who do we guard with the 5, who do we guard with the 4, and they're a matchup nightmare.
Burke Smith, is he
Yeah.
earning those minutes?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm really proud of him too, because that takes a lot, those kids want to all play. Everybody on our bench wants to play, and they work every day, and they do. Burke is on scout team all the time. He's getting there early so he can learn the opponent's plays and help. And we rotated around some, but he spends a lot of time on there. And this isn't charity. I'm not. It's not my job to just let me hand out lollipops and everyone gets one. It's that's not it. He's earned this opportunity, and I thought he went in and did a great job for us. That's a lot to put a guy in this time of year when he hasn't played, and I thought he did a great job handling it, and the guys wanted him out there with him, and they believe in him, and they believe in all those guys, and I think it's just one of those deals too, how they practice, how they show up, how they keep competing makes a huge difference for us, and it might be, I got a lot of different kind of pitchers in the bullpen. And if I need a lefty, I bring in a lefty. Maybe if I need a hard-throwing righty, I bring in. What other kind of pitchers are there, Jay? Help me out. I don't really know baseball quotes like I know football ones. Off speed, right, exactly. Jamie Moyer, one of those guys. Right. So I got those. So they got to understand that, but their value is huge to this team and their attitude and their. I got great guys that way.
Buzo had 13 assists on the season coming into tonight, and he had 7 in this game. He said that the staff kind of challenged him. So how did that challenge go down, and how do you think it played?
Well, it's just, it's all those things I've talked about. I keep telling, I've said this a bunch of times in here. The Buzo you saw in game 1, you're going to look back on that. Well, you already do right now. That's a different guy than what you saw on that first night. And it's going to be a different guy in a month, and it's going to be a different guy in a year. And because it means everything to him, and he's coachable, and I saw that in practice that the last 2 days. I was like, wow, those guys are starting to get it, as far as making each other better and how to do it, and how it, it's easy to just say, hey, let's make each other better. You got to have a plan, and you got to be able to teach them that plan and make it click, and then they got to be able to absorb it and go out and do it. That's what these guys do a great job of. When we emphasize something and coach something, they go out and do it, and they're hungry to get better.
I think Buzo only took one shot that wasn't a 3 and got fouled on it. When he's making them like that, are you kind of like, oh yeah, just keep staying behind there, or do you want to see him?
Well, I want him behind there. We don't want bad 2s.
Yeah.
We want. He's got green light. Take as many. When you're on balance, you got as many as those as you. Especially, there's a heat check is real. And he doesn't have to take bad ones, but keep shooting it when those guys are making them. Because the only way you can bother him or stop him is by fouling him. Because they call some of them, but those guys have to be on top of him to even impact him. And then, I wish it was enforced a little more like the NBA, because they get into a space where he has to come down. And so I'm on him about that, because you got to give the guy a place to come down, otherwise it's dangerous.
You didn't sub till there was 6:45 left in the game.
You mean in the second half?
In the second
right.
half, yeah. It's just no
hot
reason.
Hot shooters. I'm not going to take the dice out of their hands. That's not good. But they didn't. It was also the timeouts. They took one. There was a media. They took one. And we took one too. So I was, there were only like 2-minute sessions, and I was looking in their eyes. I was asking them. They like, no, we don't want to. A couple of them got pretty tired. I think Naj and Max, because they didn't have much rest in the first half. But I knew Shave could go, and Tyson's just a workhorse. He likes to go, and and Buzo was really feeling it. So
we've asked a lot about the bench, need more, but is it the point now where, is this maybe it is sustainable where the 5 starters just play the whole game?
Well,
and score points and
not all. No, the key is the bench, because I thought Jace's second half was huge. Those minutes were big for him to come off the bench And we kicked that out because I think we're maybe up 12 or 15, one of the two. And all of a sudden that makes it 15 or 18. You make that's big. You miss it, they come down and hit a 3, now it's single digits. Or whatever it was. Those are huge and get you over the top, because like I said, I think Max was tired there. And, his shots weren't going as good as they were in the first half, and Jace came in not tired. Puzo kicked it out to him, and he shot it with confidence and made it. So those are huge.
It feels to me, Leon, like at some point Jace is going to win a game for you. He'll hit 5 or 6 threes.
Well, I think, there's some games that he's kind of put us over the top when we're struggling that, you got to have, when you're in this grind of league, you can't have any bad minutes, or a lot of bad minutes. So like that shot was huge. He was 1 for 2, but 1 for 1 from 3, and that was big. So those things really, really matter. You need those.
Tyson was 1 missed shot away from tying Snockabeard for that perfect performance from.
Well, good. It gives him something
So-
to work for. Yeah.
So,
No
just
doubt.
to put that into perspective a little bit for people that don't necessarily know that. I mean, how impressive
Yeah.
was that performance?
Yeah, that's, it's interesting because I see these guys all the time, and I'm not surprised. When they do something like that, I'm like, well, that's Tyson. I'm not surprised, and we've watched him for a long time. I've seen him do that kind of thing, and when he shoots, I got a bunch of guys like that right now, especially that first unit. When they shoot, you think it's going in. If they get a good shot, they're all great shooters, and they've all found where their shots are coming from, and they all, like Naj. When he does his Naj things, you're like, that's going in. They seem to. And, so I think these guys are all settled into how they're playing with each other, and that's powerful.
To lose the game the way you did in New Mexico and bounce back with 2 wins at home and kind of, right the ship or whatever, and just keep it going.
Well, I don't think the ship was wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't think we had to right it. I think the ups and downs and the grind of the season is more, 3 on the road, 1 against Nevada that was a big emotional game, and then a big emotional, there's a lot that, there's only so much in the tank sometimes, and you're going to have some ups and downs. Now, we've done a pretty good job where they're not big swings of ups and downs. I mean, you look all over the country, and look at what Oklahoma did to Alabama today. You're like, oh my God, that can happen because you're playing at a high level. Sometimes you hit a wall or things happen. And for us to have that consistency that we have, it's a reflection on their character and their toughness and their, and the staff's ability to. And, I think we do a good job of trying to give them days off when we can and be, take what you need. If those guys that aren't getting a lot of minutes have been coming in and working out because they want to play. And some of those starters sometimes just need to go away and breathe and get their tanks filled and come back ready to go. That's important.
You said heat check's real. Maybe the rim doesn't lie either. That first Tyson 3 that bounced on the rim probably 8 times.
Shooter's touch. That is the definition. Shooter's touch.
How about the one right before halftime too, where he goes in the lane, he actually finishes with the left there.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the left floaters. I think he was just trying to degree of difficulty. This is too easy shooting right hand, the old Larry Bird thing. So, all right. So, the other thing I'd like to say that was an amazing crowd. We play in all these places. I mean, we just played at the Pit with 14,000, and then you go to San Diego State where it's like that. And, when they're introducing starting lineups at those places, you kind of get goosebumps like, this is great. This is college. That's how we felt tonight. When they were doing the starting lineup thing, I was like, this place is rock. I mean, this is great. And it makes a difference for our guys. And this is a special team, no doubt about it. And you don't have that many chances to see them. It's going quick. You're going to look back and go, God, I wish I would have went and watched them more. And so here's your chance, Wyoming, in 2 weeks from today. And, we'll be back, and we're going to go out and do battle on the road. But we got to keep selling this place out because it makes a difference. It's hard for people to come here when the place is like that. It makes a difference with our guys. I mean, like I said, we played guys heavy minutes. It's the energy of the crowd that's real and that keeps them going the way they can, get through those tough minutes.